Welcome back. 36 Leondale High School pupils will on Monday face disciplinary action after they were caught on video smoking dagga on the school premises. According to Gauteng Education Department, the pupils have been suspended after the video made rounds on social media. We're in conversation now with the department spokesperson, Steve Mabona, to find out more about this incident. Steve, thank you so much for your time and thank you for joining us. What can you tell us at this present moment about that incident?
Thank you very much, Togozo, and to all our viewers. Look, it's quite an incident which shocked us, if you were to, refer it that way. Seeing children in our school, in the school premises during contact time, were smoking dagga. We are told that they were celebrating the so-called dagga day, which is unacceptable. We cannot allow it to happen in our space. Hence, we decided that they must, be at home. And if they want to smoke dagga, they will do it there, not at our school. And the disciplinary process must go ahead on Monday so that they take necessary decisions. Because in a DC, what we want to garner is who distributed this, or who are selling, or who's the peddler, because those are the critical ones that we really need to deal with decisively. Because if there's an adult, for outside our environment who was selling or whatever, we need to, involve the police and make sure that necessary action is taken.
Now, Steve, the 36 pupils have been suspended. We know that we have this DC action that's set to take place on Monday. Could we see some of these kids, in fact, to face expulsion for the video and the smoking of the dagga, of course?
Well, it will depend on what the DC decide, because if they recommend to expel, they need to recommend to the head of the department, who will then take that decision, after considering what is put on his table. So we can't rule it out, but the peddler or anyone who sells drugs or dealing with drugs in our space, that is a serious offense in our environment. Those sometimes they will end up being expelled from a school. Though we have a constitutional obligation to, offer an alternative school, we will do so. But because of the nature of what would have been done in the case, other schools will be reluctant to take such a child. So sometimes it takes a toll from all of us officials and the schools to accommodate rebellious learners.
It does seem to be quite the balancing act that you have on your hands there. Now, you mentioned the DC and investigations into who could possibly have peddled the drugs in this incident. Is the investigation happening within the purview of the DC, or is it a separate matter, perhaps one that is being handled by the provincial department and not necessarily by the school body itself?
Look, as a department, we are looking at two things. One, what happened, what led to the gap, whereby during contact time you'll find learners doing what they were doing. And so that then we can understand on who might have been responsible for that. Because remember, in our environment, learners must be supervised. So educators have a significant role in making sure that they supervise children in our school. So that investigation will be, conducted by the department, so that we then take necessary action against those that would have been found wanting, or if there's a justification of that gap, and how do we mitigate against that so that we don't experience the same. But we also need to commend the majority of learners. That is it's our big school. In the enrollment, they have over 1,900 learners. So we are talking about 36 learners. And so MEC had to commend those majority learners when we visited them, at that school yesterday to say, keep up the good work. Do not be easily influenced by people who are rebellious or who are not cooperative. So make sure that you are disciplined, focus on your books, and make sure that at least you pass and keep intact the image of your school, because even your school will be known as people who are smoking dagga, the image is really negative, and it's embarrassment to the system.
Well, Steve, thank you so much for that update. And of course, this is a story that we will continue to monitor, and its various developments. That Education Department spokesperson for the province, Steve Mabona, talking to us there about those 36 pupils suspended at Leondale High School after they were caught on camera smoking weed. Now, the